Hello and welcome to the Clardy Foundation. Today we're going to be working on a bit more of our Power App again. So if you haven't watched the first video yet, make sure you watch that already. As what we did, we created a gallery and also a display form as well. So if I click on play, you can see wherever I click here, it shows up in this display form. What we want to do next is add an edit form on another screen. So when the user, if the council needs to edit any information, they can click this edit button that we're going to add. It'll take them to another screen where they can edit all the details in the form and then click submit, and that'll submit the form and bring you back to the main page. So that's what we're going to work on today. So to start with, we actually need to create another screen. I want to rename my screen just so it's a bit more formatted and we know what's what, rather than just having random numbers, so screen 1, screen 2. So if I click on the 3 dots here, I can rename my screen. I'm going to call this main grant screen. But obviously you can call it whatever you want. And that's updated. You can see it there. So this is a tree view. And we want to insert a new screen. So we're going to go to new screen here. And I just want a blank screen for now. But you can obviously use all these templates if you have any, if you'd like to use any. So I'm going to click on blank. And I want to rename this now again. So I'm going to click on the 3 dots, rename, and I'm going to call this edit grant screen, as we're going to be able to edit the table in here. And I want to add an edit form in here so they can actually edit the information. They can use the text box, change it by typing in different words. So we're going to go to insert and then search edit, and it's the edit form right here. Click on that. And I'm going to make this a bit bigger as we've kind of got the whole screen. Might move this down a bit as I want to add something at the top. And obviously we need to connect to the data again. So we're going to go back to our details tab. We want to choose the data source as a general grant table. Click on that, give it a second, and that will start creating the form just like we did on display. But the different thing about it is that we can actually edit the functions in it. So on our display form, we couldn't change it. We could only just click on it and view it. But this edit form allows you to actually go into the fields and edit the information. And if you click play, you can see that there's no items display as we hasn't connected it to the gallery. So now I'm going to add something called navigation. So I'm going to go back to my main grant screen by clicking here. And I want to add a button that allows you to edit it. So I actually want to add, I'll choose an icon. So if I go into insert here and we scroll down, you've got icons, or you can even add an image if you'd like, and you click on the image. But at the moment, don't want that. I'm just going to use an icon as an image, so you can see there's all these icons here. I just want like an edit icon. So I'm going to search edit, and you can see under icons, we've got an edit icon. So I'm going to drag that to where I want it here. And I'm going to make it a bit bigger. We'll leave the code for now, but obviously you can have a play around with it, play around with the background. So what do we want this to do? We want to edit a form. So we're going to go back here and on select. So this is what's selected, and it's perfectly what we wanted to do. So when you've selected this edit icon, what do you want to happen? So we want to edit the form. So we're going to get rid of this false here. This false means it doesn't do anything. We're going to type edit form, and you can see it comes up there. Click on that, it opens the brackets, and it tells you what it wants next. So it's saying it wants the form which has been set up. And if we go back to our edit grant screen, so if I go here and find the form, it should select the whole form. The form's called form 1. So I go back to my screen, go to here, you can see it's coming up with an error as we haven't given it a form name, and it's asking to edit form, and the form that we want to edit is form 1. So that's the one I just found on the other screen. And remember, if you open a bracket, remember to close it. So if we do that now, so I click off and I'm running it, pressing edit, and it doesn't do anything as it's letting you edit the form on the other screen, but we're not on the other screen. So what we need to do is add some navigation so you can get to that screen. So if you click on the edit icon again, you can see it works, but it's not knowing that you need to go to the other screen. So if you want to do 2 functions in one formula, you need a semicolon, separate it, and I'm gonna add a space just so it's nice and spread out. And we want to go to the next screen, so we're going to use something called navigate here. So if I type in navigate, see it comes up, click there, it's opening the bracket and it's saying the target screen to navigate to. So I want to go to the edit grant screen, so I'm simply going to type edit grant screen and it's there, so I'm just going to click there. And you can also add a comma here and choose what type of transition you want. So there's transitions like fade, slides. It's quite limited, but it can be quite cool just to add some personality to the app. So I'm going to add a fade. So I'm going to search fade, and you can choose screen transition.fade. So if I actually type screen transition, see if it pops up here, and put a dot, you can see there's quite a few that I can choose from. So I'm going to just choose the fade for now. And then we'll close our brackets, and there's no errors again, so that looks like it'll work. So we'll click play, and then we want to edit this, so I'll choose a giving charity and I want to edit it. Click on edit, and it goes to the other screen with a fade, but we haven't selected what item we want on the other screen. So close it again, and this form we want to do the same as we did with the display form. Go down to item, and we want to choose whatever we've selected in gallery 1. So again, we're going to do gallery 1 dot selected, and once I do this, you can see that it starts to come up. So if we go back to my main grant screen, press run. So I want to edit the giving charity. You can see I can't edit it here, and I click on edit. That fades to this, and it now shows the actual information. So say I need to change the name of the person. I'll just add a C here. So I can edit it. You can see I can change these functions. I can edit all these dates. There's lots of stuff I can do, but there's no way to save it. I press this and I can't get back to the other screen and see if it's worked. So what we need to do, we need to add a save button. So I'm going to click X. And this time, instead of adding an icon, you can use an icon, but I'm just going to use a button. So I'm going to drag this up here. I want the text. I don't want it to just say button. I want it to actually say save record. So I'll just put save actually for now. Display mode, we want it to be edited, and if I click off, you can see that's worked. If we click on it, what do we want it to do? So we want to go to on select again, as we're doing it. What's going to happen when it's selected? So we go to on select. What do we want it to do? So we want to submit the form, so that means save it, and then we also want to go back to the other screen. So we're going to type submit form, comes up there, open your bracket, it's asking what form. We want this form, form 1, close bracket, and then we want to semicolon as we finish that line, and we want to add a new line where we navigate, and we want to go back to the main screen, so main grant screen, type main, comes up there, click that. And then do we want to add a transition? I'm going to add one. So add a comma here, and then we'll type in screen transition. I'll just use this one, dot cover right. If you open your brackets, remember to close it. Close your brackets. There you go. So now we need to test it. So we're going to go over to play, and then so I'm going to choose a given charity. So let's click on that. And then say it's not called the giving charity anymore, it's just called giving charity. Obviously I can't edit on here as this is just a display form. So we're going to go to edit, and then that'll bring up the edit form. I'm going to get rid of the because they might not need it anymore. Click save, and you can see now if I look onto it, so I'll click off and go back on, and you can see that it now doesn't have that anymore. So it's updated correctly and it saved that form. So that's the edit form. Just another screen, just add some functionality. So if the client needs to make any cut changes, and that's the way how to do it.